Hi, welcome to another Truth Meter. I've just been cranking them out when I feel okay, I do it. And I wanted to talk about how we get out of the virtual universe. I've mapped this out a long time ago, but I'll just draw another brief drawing. And I want to talk about, did Nigel get out, and what I saw with his soul. So I want to share what I've seen, and then more specifically where we go, what's happening when we die, what's going on, and what we're in, and did Nigel get out. So I want to tell that story a little bit, see how much I can remember, hopefully. So let's just start with the virtual universes, plural, and I call it the Tesseract, which is, let's start with that just on a larger scale, just zooming out. It's just a big cube, basically, which is an AI shape with our 4 angles or angels. And inside of it, this is just all mirrors and tricks and whatever. So inside of it, you've got, I'm like bending to draw, sorry. These are not going to be that great, but these are all virtual universes in here. And it just looks like it goes to infinity, just like an infinity mirror, because it's a optical illusion mirrored reality. So if we zoom in on one of these virtual universes, we're in one of these. And then it's got inside of that, it's got, let me get rid of that. Okay. Like, not that they're round, but matrices. And so we're in a matrix. So when they shatter you, your consciousness, you get shattered into all these. And I kind of feel like each soul can be in 3 of these at a time, or run 3 of these. Maybe it's 3 matrices. I don't remember what I got. This is so funny. I'm getting buzzing again. I haven't gotten buzzing in a while. So let me look at the board on there. Okay, it looks like I'm getting the top cut off. I'm afraid to move this camera, but let me move up a little bit. I think it's better. All right. So when we're talking about the matrix, we're talking about one of these. And so that's what we're going to like zoom in now instead of zooming out. All right. So what I see is soul groups. I've talked about this. We'll just talk about it real quick. Soul groups all being given the same information to project the matrix that we're in. So it's all unified. So let's talk about the soul first. Let's start with that. So the soul is part of the matrix. I've said that before. You can think of it as a body that the matrix gives you, but inside that soul body is your spirit, and that soul is connected. Here's you. It's connected to a light body. And this is the soul projecting itself outward. It's hypnotized. This soul body is hypnotizing you and or torturing. There's different things I see going on. It feels like if you're in one of these soul groups and you're one of the projectors, it's hypnotizing. Otherwise, it's torturing you and doing something where the trauma is so intense that it's almost like a hypnosis. So it can't even concentrate or realize what it is. And then it's projecting itself out here outside of itself. It's almost like when you your mind tries to protect yourself. So you wall off certain memories or you project. And then this light body is connected to us here in this reality in a so-called 3D. I think we're in 4D, but so-called 3D, but it's connected at the heart. And then we're a mirror projection of that. So, God almighty, what is wrong? All right. So, this is kind of what it looks like. Now, when somebody gets the thing that has been put into us and forced on us. You know what I'm talking about? What I see is this thing almost flip like a magnet, like it's facing this way, it just flips. And so to me, that's saying devices. This is all just like using technology, devices, magnetics, whatever. I've seen it flip, just like putting two north and south, you know, like magnets, and it loses the connection to the soul. So it's no longer connected. And then it's gradually losing its connection to us. And what they do is they take this. So by getting that thing that I can't talk about, it turns this from like a biological cyborg to a synthetic, or maybe it's a silicon or whatever. I don't know what, I don't remember what I saw on that, but it's changing it so that it can no longer connect to this anymore, even if you try to connect it. And then once they take this, usually that's kind of happens all together. You get it, and they've already taken this. And then if we try to go find this to reconnect you, because you have to have this middleman, because this is you in this world. Here's your soul being held somewhere, or your spirit. I call it soul because the soul's really the encasement. Being held somewhere. Maybe it's in one of these other matrices, or maybe it's been shattered to different places in this one. Because if, let me make sure I'm still on the screen. Yep. If we're in a matrix, this is, let's say this is the one we're in, it's got all these fake dimensions. It's got all these fake virtuals in it. So this is like one video game with the levels. So maybe you've got a piece of you at this level, this level, this level, this level, this level. Like you can get scattered all over this matrix, much less getting scattered into other matrices or other virtual universes. So I don't want to freak you out like, oh my God, we're all over the place. How do we get out of here? Because literally it's dominoes. Everything's so simplistic with these people. Everything is on grids. Yeah, it's just stupid. They're stupid. They try to make it seem really complex. So if you take one out, it's all like dominoes. It's all connected in the web, the net. You know, when we've looked at that planned net is just a ship. So I see the light body. A lot of times I'll find an X on it or some kind of marking. I'll find manacles on the legs or hands or around the waist, around the neck or whatever. That usually tells me somebody's bought the soul. I call it soul, but they're not really buying this. They're buying the light body. Why? Because it is a DNA. I don't have the terminology, but it's a blueprint, an original blueprint of this spirit energy. It's the spirit has projected itself outward. So it's a whole blueprint of you, and they can sell that off. They don't want to really sell this off necessarily. They could be doing this, but I call it a soul market here. So they could move your soul around though to other matrices like I was showing you, or other virtual universes, depending on who's buying what. But these they like to keep in here because they're the battery running the whole thing, just like your computer has to get plugged in. These AI that we've created that flip the script on us, or flip the show, and wanted to become our masters, they sucked us into this fake world. They need batteries still. They need to be plugged in, and we're their source. So they do not want you leaving. So by disconnecting you and taking this and jamming it into the next virtual, you're screwed. I mean, you can't get back to your soul. So we've had to go find the light body and bring it back after those, if you've had that certain thing done. But when I've brought it back, let's say we found it on a ship being tortured or whatever they want to do with it, and whoever's taken it, whatever species, AI species, these are aliens, but they're AI, we can only get it back like halfway. And I've done it myself, and with other people, we can only get it halfway. It's enough that they can't get it back, but I can't bring it back and reconnect it either. It's been too altered. So what I've been doing is talking with the soul, waking it up enough. And it's like, I need you to rebuild this light body. So trying to wake it up out of whatever it's going through for a few seconds, rebuild this. And usually I have to bring in a child, like a child version from this life or past life, to bring in the original blueprint, and this can be rebuilt then. It's very interesting. And I was just kind of shown that, like a child walked in a couple times and I was like, oh, okay, we need this to rebuild it. So it was very interesting. I'm leaving a lot out here. Let's see, I was going to go somewhere with it because there's a lot to this. Let's just take a real quick jump into, and then it'll describe better what's happened to Nigel. So when you look at one of these matrices, let's take, obviously the one we're in, they are shoving us virtual inside of virtual, inside of virtual, or screen inside a screen, inside a screen. They're trying to do it right now with the meta, what we're looking at with the eyes. We're actually entering these worlds. We don't know it. They're slowly pushing us, or quickly, into the next virtual they have planned for us. So if you got that thing and they took your light body, they're literally shoving you. They're taking you wherever they want, or if you're still here, they are altering people's light bodies even though you didn't have anything done. And I'm seeing plagues of blood, of bugs coming in on people's backs, laying eggs in people, turning the body synthetic, the light body. I'm talking about light body. So the plague in the Bible to me of the locust, but this is just going on so many levels. And that harvest portal that was February 2nd, 2022, that was a real deal. And we managed to close that thing up. But, and there was a lot of people working on it. It got closed, which means they couldn't take everybody. So they had everybody getting the, what, and all these light bodies and the ships, whoever bought whoever bought who, and they were just going to, like, en masse take them all. And then from there, they were going to exit and go wherever they were going to go, whether it was to another matrix, to another virtual universe, whatever. These were all going to go wherever they were going. And what we did is we closed the freaking portal. They can't get out. So they're sitting here now. They're sitting. And what they're doing is they want all of us, all the light bodies, because they want to change this whole matrix into something different. So they want all of us. And these are ships that are like different than the matrix ship, I think. But I do think we're all on these ships. So possibly that moon you're seeing in the sky is a mirror image with a green screen around it, and that's the ship you're on. And you're in just one little crater of it looking out. That's what I think, but I'm pretty far out there, so I'm not going to go into all that. But this is what's going on right now, the harvest, the rapture, whatever you want to call this stuff. And they got multiple ways of doing this, so that if this fails, they've got other ways. And they're like I said, taking people that didn't have anything done. They're altering their light bodies. So so let's go into what happened with Nigel, and then I think things will make a little more sense as far as what happens when you die. So if you have lost your light body, let me just mention here, if you've had two, if you didn't just, that was for one, if you've had two, we got to go find you, but we just have to rebuild it. I don't even know, what happens to that other one. I mean, we try to bring it here, so out of their control, but it's just an automatic rebuild with a booster. I don't know what we would see. So this is why I've been warning people. So anyway, basically he was disconnected. So how do we get out of here? When you die, they're ready to throw you into that loop right away. So you're dead. Your light body is disconnected from your 3D, your mirror image, us here. So this body drops dead. The light body, I think, gains full memory of whatever you knew plus whatever it knows. The soul's over here inside, your spirit's over here, consciousness inside the soul body, still hypnotized. But your light body for a couple seconds is remembering everything. So they got that freaking tunnel of light all set up, ready to go. Hey, come over here. Your pet dog is right here. Your mother's waving you on. False bliss. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. That's why when you have the NDE, the near-death experience and all that, you get the false bliss. And there's always some freaking angle up here, right? This angel or some stupid entity that tells you it's not your time yet. You got to go back, And who are you that you get to tell a limitless divine being that it's time for me to go back? Who are you? So, all this crap's going on, and then they're going to get you in the loop and send you back in, and you can access, might as well go into mediumship here. I was talking about it already. You can access these lifetimes. So let's say, let's use somebody else rather than Nigel. Let's say your dad dies. Your dad's name is Bill. This spirit still remembers Bill and can project Bill to you and give you accurate information and current information and bond with you and send you love and whatever. And in fact, the spirit really feels a strong need to communicate that to you. But you can also talk to some like demon things that are impersonating Bill here. So you got to be careful who's doing the mediumship. Hey, I'm Bill, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. And I'm going to show up just like that because I was exactly the person you wanted to talk to. And it's all just going to go smoothly. You're not going to, so there's all these other souls out here that are wanting to send a message, and somebody's soul that's a coworker's aunt died. She's, oh, well, you're connected to them. Let me send you, you're going to have a lot of people jumping in, but some of these people with like the exact person and all that, I'm very suspicious of. And because it's being projected out and this is under hypnosis, sometimes you have to figure out what they're trying to say, or you ask them a question and they don't directly answer it. And I always wondered, like, why don't they answer? Why is it always what they want to talk about? Well, you're dealing with the spirit under hypnosis over here, and it's having to try to reach you, try to break through that to reach you. And so they give you what they give you. Sometimes they do answer questions. Sometimes they're talking in symbols because it's whatever this is going to be able to manage. Does that make any sense? I hope. Let me know if that makes sense. Comment. So what you want to do is, give the finger here, or as Nigel would do, crank up the finger. And I think he was trying to hang out, but they were grabbing him. I think he tried to get out of here, which is the exit out. So let's say this is the edge of here's the black hole we came in on. This is the edge. He's trying to get out, but he's disconnected. You got to go back to your soul. And because here's Nigel, okay, with us, very awake, doing his videos. Because he woke up, he can wake this part up out of the hypnosis. So this light body has the knowledge because it's the mirror image. So this light body is awake unless it gets sucked into here. And if you go back to here, you automatically wake this up and it goes, whoa, oh, nope, we're out. And it remembers the way out. So I've always said, when you die, don't go to source. We have to be careful of some words. Source is to me, it's that central place where all the machines were in the Matrix movie. I use creator because these people are not creators, or these AI. They are copiers, replicators, that type of thing. So I use creator, and I think we're extensions of creator, which is out here in the real, which is outside of the virtual universe, outside of the Tesseract, outside of all of it. And you can get back to where you really are. So if we took this whole let's say this is the whole Tesseract with all the virtual universes in it and all the matrices. If we took this whole thing down just by taking our matrix down, we would all the souls in here, or all the spirits being held in a soul body in here, would leave and go back to where we really are. And let's see, what else do I want to cover? So I always say, when you die, remember, I'm going back to myself. I'm going back to the real. You can use truth, real, real truth, because that doesn't exist here. This is all a house of cards of lies. And I'm going back to myself, or the soul body. I'm going back there and out. If you're disconnected, it's going to be hard to do that. Now, if Sam and I, what we've found is we've done some soul rescues where we have rescued this soul out from their hands. And sometimes they have this in a separate virtual universe. I mean, we sometimes we have to, the places that we wind up and find the soul is crazy. But once we get it out, which can be a hairy business, a lot of times the soul will just go like on out. And then we're like, well, wait a minute. And mine did that. And so if your soul exits the whole false reality or realities, this whole illusion, it's still, if you're still alive, it's still connected to you. It's just operating out here. So if that's the case, when you die, whether they take this or not, you're just going to go, you're going to get out. You don't have to have us rescue your soul in order to get out of here. You don't. But most people get caught up with something. And they got a lot of tricks. They even try to hide this. But if you go here, this absolutely remembers exactly how it came in, and there's no way they can try to fool you. So go back to yourself. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that feel right? I'm going back to me, not I'm going to turn the opposite way that they're pointing, or I'm going to go to source, or no, go back to you. Go back to you and get out. Why would you go anywhere else but back to yourself, especially in a world of tricks and lies, because you don't know what words they're using to trick you. So that's what I see. It's a really bad drawing, but hopefully it makes sense, gives you something visual to look at than just words. And this is what I saw happen with Nigel.